Hi guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers here. Today I want to take you for a walk around the Golden by Corn Pro Gooseneck Deckover. This is a 25+5, 25 foot of flat deck, 5 foot dove, 14,000 pound GVW. Let's take a walk around it. Everything you see here is pretty much standard equipment. So you notice it's got a 2 5/16 inch gooseneck coupler. It's got a Bulldog, shouldn't say style, this is a true Bulldog coupler. A lot use a Chinese import. This is actually a true Bulldog coupler. So you notice it's got an I-beam neck. It's got a gusset going from the vertical to the horizontal there. Dual side steps, 12K jack, chain tray. Of course, it's got all your safety equipment, your breakaway, and then your safety chains. Trailer's got a 7-pin plug. It is a 7-blade style, same as what's on pretty much all modern vehicles nowadays. It does have a spare mount in the neck. Now the Golden by Corn Pro is the entry level. This doesn't have some of the options of the Corn Pro. One of the bigger options would be the spring axles on the Golden versus torsion on the Corn Pros. I think you'll find most of the industry is all going to use spring suspension. Torsion is fairly rare in the industry. You'll notice this has a rub rail and then stake pocket on roughly a 2-foot center. It's got a 2x8 pressure treated #1 grade kiln dried wood. It's got oversized 4-inch D-rings up front for attaching down a hydraulic implement. It's got reflector tape in the back of the Goose. So one thing, this has an oversized outside channel. Some of your cheaper ones are going to have flat steel. Sometimes we see angle. This is actually a oversized channel on the outer rail. Fairly heavy for a 14,000 GVW. You also notice the unit's got an I-beam frame. It's got 3-inch structural channel cross members underneath. Again, you'll see this is a spring ride, not a torsion. Torsion, of course, wouldn't have your equalizers and springs. 235/80 R16 10-ply load range E radial tires, 8 on 6.5 lug pattern, 8 on 6.5 white mod wheels on it. Notice mud flaps are standard on this, not overly common in the industry, but this one does have your mud flaps. Also, you'll see it's got the pinstriping going down the side, gives it a nice look. Also a mid-marker light there on the side of the trailer. Going back, this has your 5-foot dove with your 5-foot wedge flip over ramps. Ramps are spring assisted. It's got your LED lights, 3 center clearance lights, and then your left stop turn tail, and then your outside clearance. It's got your flip over spring assist. I call these the wedge style ramp. Normally your stand-up ramp is going to be your cheapest style. These here are what used to be industry standard. Now you're seeing some more of the full width ramps. We do offer those. They're a bit more expensive. They'd be more of a deluxe model we'd put them on. For this being what I'd call a standard, kind of like a midline 14K, these wedge ramps are generally what we offer on this. Now, one thing a little different, some in the industry, a lot of times 5-foot doves, you'll see a self-cleaning. We have some folks that prefer wood, some that prefer self-cleaning. This is wood. A lot of folks don't have a strong preference, but again, just point that out. Transition plate, not everybody does transition, point that out. Also want to show you, this is I-beam all the way back. A lot of times they'll be I-beam and then they'll use a piece of fab on the back. This is actually an I-beam frame all the way throughout. So again, we stock this in a 25 and a 30. On this being a 30, 25 foot of flat deck, 5-foot dove, and then on the 25, of course, it'd be 20 foot of flat with a 5-foot dove. This is available with some different options. There's limited options on this model, but you can get 25 or 30 foot length. I believe we can get different colors. We can get a dual jack set up, a couple different ones, and then on the heavy duty, you've got quite a bit of available options. Another thing on this is painted with a urethane paint as opposed to powder coating. A lot of our bigger manufacturers, once you hit a certain size, government kind of forces you into powder. This is actually still a urethane. Nice durable paint. I think you'll find a lot of the old school manufacturers, a lot of the The better brands from back in the day used urethane, and a lot of them, if they can, they still do. It's a very durable finish, especially if it's prepped right. Trailer like this is going to weigh in 30-foot size, probably going to be right around 5,000 pounds. 5 off of 14,000 GVW is going to give you 9. You're also going to pick up about 22% pin weight on the truck side, which is about 3,000. Your absolute max legal, assuming you hit all your axles scaled right, be about 12. In reality, you're probably going to, about 11.5 would probably keep you safe depending on your axle balance. Normally enough to get a machine, or depending on what you're hauling, get a decent sized load of round bales and whatnot. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring, 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.